This is a TV show called Caleb and Sophia. If you've never heard of it, it's a Jehovah's Witness program. It's produced in-house by Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's childhood propaganda. Now, I've covered a few of these. I wanted to do the series one more time because it's been forever since I've covered this series, like years and years. So I put a compilation together, and this compilation is their doctrine on dealing with death for children. This is designed for children. Now, death is not something that children can really fully comprehend. I don't know if you've been in a situation where, a child loses a grandmother at certain ages or whatever, but they don't fully understand what's going on until they're a certain age. So, Sophia is probably entirely too young to fully understand. Maybe just barely over the line to understand. I'm guessing Sophia's what? 8 or 9? I don't know how old's the kid supposed to be. Anyway, let's listen to Lesson 24, Jehovah Designed All Things, and see what they have to say here. Jehovah Designed All Things. Really pretty butterfly here, right? All right, let's give this a listen. They did a phenomenal job. Like, this is Pixar level quality. Think about this, seriously. And it's wasted on cult propaganda. Every time, whoever's playing the flute in the background, I don't know who's playing the flute in the background, but every time they do this, watch the butterfly wings. It's going with the flute. Like, every time they hold a note, doo-doo, you can see the butterfly's wings just hold steady. Pixar level quality. It's little details like that that make this really high quality propaganda. And of course, a butterfly is Sophia's favorite animal or creature of whatever you call it.
Whoa, they're so beautiful. Do butterflies know they're beautiful?
No, they don't.
Then why did Jehovah make them so pretty?
How do you know that? How do you know that butterflies don't know that they're not beautiful? I'll tell you how. Science. Science has showed us consciousness, what consciousness is, and when consciousness applies. And it's shown us that consciousness does not apply to butterflies. Now, these people seem to accept science at every turn, except when it conflicts with their already existing doctrine. Quick interjection. I won't take long. I just wanted to tell you guys, YouTube's algorithm operates off of a few factors. Watch time, whether or not you subscribe, and whether or not you like something. So if you really want to help my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys watch the video to the end. If you don't watch it to the end, just watch a little bit longer than you would have otherwise. I would appreciate that very much. All right, let's get back to the video. So why is it that Jehovah created butterflies again?
No, they don't.
Then why did Jehovah make them so pretty?
For us.
It was for us. It has nothing to do with their mating cycles, has nothing to do with us interpreting them as pretty. Let me ask you this one. This is an interesting little question for you. Why are baby kittens cuter than baby humans? Just knock that around the noggin for a second. There are all kinds of reasons for this stuff, and I promise none of it is because Jehovah did it for us, okay? For the record, look, you want to believe in God, that's fine. That's not what I'm arguing. Jehovah's Witnesses are wrong. They're wrong. I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and they're wrong at every turn. And what's more, they're producing childhood propaganda to try to brainwash children and make them think that they're right when they're most susceptible to their propaganda. Does not get more disgusting than that. I have no problem with belief in God. None. Hell, maybe there is something out there. Who knows? Not these guys. These guys have no clue.
He loves us and wants us to have beauty all around.
Wait, he wants us to have beauty all around, you say? Interesting. Well, I wonder why we don't have beauty all around, right? If he wants us to have these things, and he's all powerful, it seems to me that he could have just made it happen, right?
Now think of all the different butterflies you've seen.
Awesome!
Did you know that every single butterfly starts out as a caterpillar? Look how cute they are.
Aww.
Okay, they're not that cute to everybody, but fine.
Huh.
And even before that, the mommy butterfly has to find the right leaf to lay her caterpillar eggs.
I swear this looks like a Disney movie. Like this animation right here. Is this a Disney character? This is super weird. What's bizarre about it is all of this is done in-house. All of this animation. This is all Jehovah's Witnesses that learned how to do this stuff. And they're ramping up production right now. They're building a great big audio, or AV center right now, where they can pump out childhood propaganda as much as they want.
Since it's going to be her baby's food.
Nice! I can't believe that this turns into this.
Isn't it great that Jehovah designed so many wonderful things for us to discover? That shows how much he loves us.
Okay, wow, Jehovah created these things for us to discover, huh? That's why they're there, for us to discover? All right, go on. I'm with you.
Can't wait to be in paradise to study every butterfly that Jehovah has designed.
For the record, A, Jehovah didn't design any butterflies, and B, butterflies are disgusting, ugly creatures. I don't care who disagrees with me. I will argue with you all day on this point. Butterflies are just bugs with pretty wings. That's it. And if a butterfly lands on me, I'll treat it like any other bug. I will flick that little bastard off. I don't care. They're ugly and disgusting when you get up close. That was Jehovah's Witnesses' little take on butterflies, apparently. Oh, and here's Sophia dancing with butterflies.
Jehovah made so many amazing things. What's your favorite?
Engaging children, trying to get them invested emotionally, that kind of thing. This is how propaganda works. What do you love about the world that Jehovah created? Thus, forming out the premise, or forming out the pretext that Jehovah created the world. Now you have to tell us what you like about the world that he created, you know. That's how Jehovah's Witnesses operate. That's how they've always operated since day one. Okay, now there were a few videos I wanted to watch in this kind of, what do you call it? Like in this subsection of Caleb and Sophia videos, these videos designed for children. I'm talking children from the ages of 5 to maybe 12. That's probably the age range for these videos. This is lesson 26, just 2 lessons later. Last one was 24. The ransom. All right, now listen to this one. Okay, this is a recurring character if you haven't watched all of these. This is Sister Elsa. Sister Elsa is just a Jehovah's Witness in the congregation that Sophia likes to hang out with and hear stories about how she hid in bunkers in World War II from Nazis and stuff. Really.
Thank you so much for your visit.
See you later, Sister Elsa. Mom, is Elsa gonna die?
Oh, we don't know yet.
Can't Jehovah just fix her?
Yeah, can't Jehovah just fix her? Why doesn't he do that?
Oh, honey. Oh. He's already done something to help her.
No, he hasn't, because she's still laying in that bed. He's all powerful. He could snap his fingers and she'd be better, just like that. I don't want to hear any of this original sin bullshit. If God wanted... Look, I'm not even going to call him Jehovah, because that's a mistranslation. J's didn't exist until the 1400s. It's Yahweh. If God wanted everything to be fixed, he could snap his fingers and be done with it tomorrow. Your Jehovah's Witnesses used to give me this analogy. When I asked that question, I said, isn't God all-powerful? Why can't he just fix everything like that? And they'd say, well, it's kind of like a bread pan, and they go through this whole big, long explanation. It's like, when Adam and Eve sinned, it's like there was a dent put in that bread pan. Now, every piece of bread that was made afterward had that dent in it. But Jehovah is gonna, Jesus came to earth to hammer out that dent. Okay, you know what? That's fucking ridiculous, but fine. Let's go with that. I thought God was all powerful. He could snap his fingers and remove the dent instantly, but all right. You know what? Fine. Why didn't God scrap the old bread pan and create a new bread pan? Give the old bread pan a vasectomy so that he can't mate with the other bread pan that he's been eyeballing over there for a while, and create an entirely new bread pan with absolutely no dent whatsoever. Why didn't God do that at the very beginning? Okay, I'm just some dude. I'm just some asshole sitting over here. I'm nobody special. I'm not God. I don't know any better than anybody else, and I came up with the solution in like 5 seconds. God is supposed to be all-powerful and all-knowing, right? What the hell happened? I mean, just everything about this is absurd. No, God didn't do something for Sister Elsa. If he did, she'd be standing up and walking out of that fucking door. She doesn't need to be laying in that bed right now. She could stand up and walk out right now if God wanted her to, right?
Do you remember who he sent?
Jesus?
Oh, I was going to say your mother. Okay.
But how does that help her now?
Do you remember how long Adam was supposed to live?
Forever. But then he didn't listen to Jehovah and ruined everything.
Since we are all Adam's children, that means we also get sick.
There's the bread pan analogy. Why didn't God take Adam and Eve and put him in a corner, give Adam a vasectomy, tell him, live your life, enjoy it, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to be over here in America away from a tree that if you eat from it, you will die. And I'm going to create a new breeding pair here. And you can eat, you know what? Eat as much of that fruit as you want. Go nuts. Doesn't even matter anymore. Just live your life. You got 900 years. Enjoy it. I've got this new breeding pair that is nowhere near any trees, nowhere near any snakes whatsoever, any talking snakes. And they're just going to, breed and have a good time, and that's it. Why didn't he do that? Why are we here? This makes no sense. This story makes no sense at all. But okay. All right? Not going to be the guy poking holes. Let's just keep listening. Sorry, I am going to be the guy poking holes. I am.
Since we are all Adam's children, that means we also get sick, old, and eventually die. But what hope did Jehovah give us?
Well, he could have given us the hope of just creating a new breeding pair, and then we wouldn't have to deal with all of this nonsense, but okay.
He sent Jesus to give his life in place of the one that Adam lost.
Didn't have to do all that.
How could he do that?
Because he was perfect like Adam, but he obeyed Jehovah.
Yes. Thanks to Jehovah for giving us Jesus as the ransom.
Although weirdly, at the end, Jesus seemed to have thought that God kind of abandoned him, right? He said, "Oh my God, why have you forsaken me?" when he was up on the cross about to die. That's weird, isn't it? That's a weird thing for the Son of God to say when he's so very sure of what he's dying for right now. Super strange. By the by, any Jehovah's Witnesses listening right now, let me point something out. I just said that Jesus was on a cross. I should address that before I go any further. The reason I say cross is because Jesus did not die on a stake. He died on a cross, almost certainly. That was a standard torture device at the time. Now, the only reason Jehovah's Witnesses claim that it was a stake rather than a cross is because of the translation of the word storos. It could mean pole in the ground. That does not exclude a cross from being the method of torture and death or whatever. It was extremely likely that it was a cross. I don't see any reason to believe that it was a stake. Jehovah's Witnesses get some things right. There is no hellfire. There's no such thing as hell. The Trinity is fake. That's another thing. Jehovah's Witnesses are correct about that. This cross stake nonsense? No, they're not right about that. Just read about it for a while, and you'll come to find that the most common method of torture at the time of death was a cross. They talk about throwing Jesus in a tomb. Would they have even bothered? Probably would have thrown him in a ditch with the rest of the people they killed the other day. But whatever, I digress. That's beside the point.
All have the hope of living forever in paradise. And when we are going...
Yeah, they're laying out Jehovah's Witnesses' belief here. They don't believe in heaven. They believe that you live in paradise, like Garden of Eden 2.0.
We are going through tough times, like right now. That hope can get us through.
We shouldn't need to get through thanks to hope. God should be able to snap his fingers and be done with it and put us in paradise right now, right? And this is a portrayal of her being in the Garden of Eden 2.0. Again, what Jehovah's Witnesses believe is going to happen. It's not going to be them going to heaven. It's them staying on Earth and enjoying the Garden of Eden.
Elsa?
Except we're going to be in our perfect forms. We're going to be in the bodies that we remember ourselves in the best. Even as like a 60-year-old person, you still don't feel like a 60-year-old. Inside, your mind is telling you that you're younger than that you're like 30, right? Your mind is telling you you're younger, and this is a portrayal of how Elsa saw herself.
Sister Elsa!
So, yeah. Anyway, Jehovah's Witnesses just manipulating children's emotions to try to get them revved up into a blood frenzy to do anything for Jehovah's Witnesses. Not for God, but for Jehovah's Witnesses very specifically. Disgusting. Now, they have another episode called Enduring Loss. I believe it's audio only. If you're listening to this, I'll kind of explain what we're looking at as we go. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down. I think it's just sad music, and I'm just going to talk over the music. So it's a dark, dreary day. A leaf falls off of a tree in front of the Kingdom Hall. Everyone is, kind of mourning and unhappy. And there's a picture of Sister Elsa with Sophia and her mom standing in front of it, and Sophia's crying. So Sister Elsa died. It's the bottom line. Okay? And she's looking through a scrapbook of all the good memories that they had together, hanging out and hugging each other. And then the dad comes in to try to comfort her, and he pulls the Bible out, and he's telling a Bible story. See, this is how you really make somebody feel better. Tell them a Bible story, right? Absolutely. Okay, I don't know what the Bible story is. It's been a while. I used to be able to cite all of these Bible stories, but yeah, I don't know what's happening here. It looks Old Testament. I don't know. It's a couple of dudes sitting around drinking and eating bread with a couple of chicks and another dude. So 3 dudes, 2 chicks, and another dude watching in the corner. And they're just sitting there eating bread and drinking stuff. Oh, okay. I understand now. I just needed some context. So I think it was Jesus. And it was Jesus' followers that were all sitting around talking. Because now there's they're all standing there, all of his followers, standing in front of a tomb watching the rock be rolled in front of it. That's like part of the story, right? Okay, rock is rolled in front of the tomb. It's pitch black inside. And being a child, her mind is more susceptible to this stuff, to this propagandistic framing that the dad is giving her. And you can see that Sophia is just absorbing this and thinking about how it applies to her situation. So what the dad is saying is, yes, Elsa died, but she'll come back because Jesus died for your sins and blah, blah, blah. Okay? It was Jerry Falwell Jr. in the corner watching. Yeah, that could very well be the case. Okay, so we've got people mourning Jesus' death. They're all very sad. And now they push the stone away. Okay, that I don't remember that being in the Bible. I thought that the two women on the side here on the left, Mary Magdalene and somebody else, Salome maybe, showed up to anoint the body with spices, and the rock was already rolled away. That's what I thought. Am I missing something? Is this telling a story from the Bible that doesn't really exist in there, or is it from another book, or I don't know. And they find his body's not in there. Oh. No, wait. Was this story telling the story of Lazarus? What was this story telling? I don't remember anything about this. Now they're hugging some dude with bandages all over him? This can't be Jesus. Okay, maybe this is Lazarus. Maybe I was incorrect all along. There were multiple versions in the Bible, as Jude Thomas Pimo aptly points out. I'm thinking maybe this was about Lazarus, or this was from one of the other Gospels. So the one I was describing was from Mark, where the women showed up to anoint Jesus' body, and his body was gone. But this very well could have been Lazarus, actually. And so anyway, I guess the dad is using that as comfort for Sophia, because Elsa will come back to life. And the tree is looking a lot more swole, if you will. This tree is looking pretty built, like it's been working out. A lot better than it was the other day when Elsa was dying. So I guess the tree is supposed to represent Elsa, or the hope in the congregation, or whatever other thing. And now we've got Caleb and Sophia raising their hands at the meeting, question and answer section. And why are they doing so? Because they want to see Elsa again. That's the whole grift. Welcome to Jehovah's Witnesses. If this is your first time, this is what they do right here. They manipulate people emotionally and convince them that if they don't, if they don't do this, they don't do that. Oh God, there's a whole list. I should go down the list. If they smoke a cigarette, if they drink alcohol to a degree that's entirely over the top, like if they get drunk instead of just tipsy. Let's see. If they don't use the New World Translation of the Bible, the one that Jehovah's Witnesses wrote forever ago. Oh God. Let me look up the Elder's Manual. I have the Elder's Manual here. I'll find it. Hold on. We're going to find reasons to be disfellowshipped. All right, I'm just going to give you like a short list of reasons why people can be disfellowshipped. So if Caleb and Sophia break any of these rules, it means, this is just Sister Elsa. Imagine it was one of their parents that they lost. Imagine it was their brother that they lost. This happens. If you break one of these rules, Jehovah's Witnesses have convinced you as a child at this age, you will never see that brother again. You'll never see that parent again, or that child. You don't even want to risk the possibility of breaking the rules. I lost my mom forever. She's still alive. Hasn't talked to me really. Hadn't had a relationship with me in 15 years. She meant a lot to me at one point. That's how they control people. That's the method that they use to control people. They just give you a list. Non-neutral activity. That means voting. If you vote. Or it gets even more basic than that. Or have an opinion on a political issue. Any opinion at all. Getting a blood transfusion. If you have a quadruple bypass and you get a blood transfusion, which is pretty standard with the quadruple bypass, that's it. You're gone. Disfellowship. You'll never see Elsa again. You'll never see your family member again. Ever. I'm not talking about in the new system after Jesus comes back or whatever thing. I'm talking about now. They're going to leave you. Everybody in your family. Permanently. They're going to treat you like a pariah and never talk to you again for the rest of your life. Like I said, I was disfellowshipped at 18. I'm 34. I haven't talked to my mom since then, really. I haven't had a relationship with her anyway. Joining another religion is reason to be disfellowshipped. As a matter of fact, it doesn't mention it here, but attending any non-Jehovah's Witness worship service, that includes weddings or funerals. You attend the funeral of somebody who wasn't a Jehovah's Witness that's hosted by a non-Jehovah's Witness church, disfellowshipped. Brazen conduct, loose conduct, manslaughter, pornea, that means like looking at lewd content as is described here. Immoral use of lewd content. That's how it's described. That'll get you disfellowshipped, for real. Misuse of addictive drugs. Apostasy. If you have questions about this organization, they label you an apostate. And that's it. You're done. Drunkenness. Instead of being tipsy, you're allowed to drink. Jesus drank. But you can't get drunk. Gluttony. If you're too big, 5'8", and you weigh 400 pounds, that could be reason to be disfellowshipped. Doesn't normally happen, but it's a reason. Stealing, thievery, deliberate malicious lying, bearing false witness, fraud, slander, reviling, subjecting a person to insulting speech, or heaping abuse upon him. Okay, so yelling at somebody. You yell at somebody, you can be disfellowshipped for it. Fraud or slander, obscene speech, i.e. you're swearing, that's the disfellowshipping offense. Greed, gambling, or extortion, that's right, you're not allowed to gamble. For real. I mean, it's stupid to gamble anyways. Don't gamble. It's such a waste of money. Don't do it. Adamant refusal to provide materially for one's own family, i.e. you are physically capable of getting a job, but you refuse to get a job. That's a disfellowshipping offense. As a man. Not as a woman, as a man. A man is expected to do that. Fits of anger or violence. That includes professional boxing, by the by. That was all from the 2010 edition of the Elder's Handbook. So it's the more recent one. I think they wrote another 2019 and onwards, but they didn't really change much. So anyways, if you do any of that stuff, you'll never see Sister Elsa again. And Caleb and Sophia are going to invest themselves deeply at any cost to make sure that they get to make sure they get to see their parents again, their grandparents, their family members, their aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, whoever. That's what it's all about. This is a mind control technique. Okay, now it shows them walking outside with it shows Sophia walking outside with the dad, holding a piece of paper to some rando who's walking by on the street. I.e., as long as you preach to people, spread the word, try to convince them that this is the real religion, Caleb will be revived, just like Lazarus or Jesus or whoever else. It shows in the very next scene, Caleb wrapped up in bandages and awake. They're using this as a fear tactic. Is it just me? So anyways, then it shows Sophia with her friends, shows the Kingdom Hall again, and the tree is all overgrown now. It's got tons of life in it because everything is looking up. Everything is looking better. Everyone is happy. Just disgusting stuff, man. This is pure, unadulterated manipulation, isn't it? I don't know how else to read this. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, man. This is just disgusting manipulation of an order I haven't seen in a hot minute. Tell me what you think.